last point, really.
Last point. This is following hot on the heels of that Costa Coffee controversy yesterday.
Yeah, Doc Martens and Penguin Books have joined the double mastectomy gang as they somehow conclude that serious surgery is a great way to
We got a lot of calls
products.
yesterday from women who had experienced mastectomy. We're really upset by this, and I mean that is not something to be sniffed at, I don't think.
By the way, I should mention a guy phoned my show yesterday afternoon, and he was a great fan of ours.
Yeah.
So he started off with, I said, "Oh, I love Mike and Kev, very funny." He said, "You guys really get me going in the morning." And then so we're all laughing, and then he proceeds to tell me the saddest story in the world.
Wow.
Because he said, my wife had a double mastectomy, and I found this advert very, very upsetting.
And of course, all the advocates for it don't take any of that into account.
No. But then I said, "Well, my regards to your wife." He said, "I'm afraid she died." So Costa Coffee, think about that.
Yeah, really.
And, you know, Dove soap, meanwhile,
has
just launched a huge campaign to highlight the courage of eating disorder survivors.
Why?
I'm all for the courage of eating disorder survivors, but why?
What's it got to do with them?
Why are you doing? What's it got to do with you at Dove Soap?
Yeah.
Why don't these companies do what they're supposed to do? If I was a Costa Coffee shareholder, and I predict that Costa Coffee may go the way of Bud Light, as in the Dylan Mulvaney.
Well, I mean, everyone I've spoken to and know, and I'm just talking about even just my friends, are never going back to Costa Coffee.
Yeah, loads of people. I had a lot of, I'm sure you did too.
Coffee's not much use anyway.
One woman said, "I had a double mastectomy. I have 12 loving members of my family. Costa Coffee just lost 12 customers." And quite why they're doing this and quite how they think this is good for their business, it remains a mystery. If I was a shareholder at Costa Coffee, I'd want some serious answers. What do they think they're playing?
I know. And who exactly are they trying to hook in as customers? Because if you ask them for some kind of rational, revenue-raising policy, this is not it.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's Dove's, advert going to say? When you've survived an eating disorder, you know what you want to do next is have a great wash. What are you talking about? Yeah, just get in the bath.
Survived anorexia, time for a shower.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's literally what they're doing.
It's just ridiculous. Where does all this come from?
Yeah.
Why are these corporations virtue signalling their heads on?
I don't know.
I said to someone yesterday, somebody who called in, I said, listen, actually, I got somebody on, a brand consultant, who said that they were doing a good thing. I said, well, I beg to differ.
Right.
Why?
Well, that's obviously the problem.
I support the LGBT community. I support trans rights. I don't feel the need to shout it from the rooftops.
No.
And why are these companies doing it? It's an absolute mystery, particularly when they can look across the Atlantic and see what happened to Bud Light. That formerly predominant brand of beer is almost gone now.
It's gone.
Because they hired Dylan Mulvaney, a trans woman, to be the face of basically the working man's beer. And guess what? It crashed the company.
It did.
Unbelievable.